You're welcome to the Market Review, where we discuss key developments in the financial and capital market as it affects the economy. Today, our focus will be on risk management and how it connects with financial market developments in Nigeria. My guest is Mr. Joachim Adenusi, fondly known as Oga Risk, Managing Director and Chief Executive, Conrad Clark. Nice to have you on the program.
Thank you very much.
I must say that your traditional attire reflects the belief in the Nigerian culture and, of course, potentials of greatness. Lovely outfit.
Thank you very much.
Yes. And before we begin this conversation, let's take you to just some developments that occurred from last week in the capital markets. First, the FMDQ group announced that it has admitted Veritas Homes and Properties Limited commercial paper program worth 10 billion naira on its platform. This is part of its commitment to creating access to capital for private sector players. Also last week, the Lagos Commodities and Futures Exchange announced that it has admitted 102 commodity brokers. It will be recalled that earlier last month, it had admitted 52 senior commodity brokers as it prepares for its full-blown listing and operations as an exchange. We go on a break, and when we return, we'll continue this conversation.
Tune in to Web TV Daily to stay up to date and informed on the financial market, personal finance, and more. We have got you covered with all your favorite TV shows, economy and politics, market review, women's series, millennial talk, Islamic Finance Weekly, The Brief, exclusive interviews, events, and we keep you up to date on all the updates in the financial market with the Market Opening Gong. Watch premium content. Watch Web TV. Same news, different perspective.
The 6th edition of the Nigeria Risk Management Awards will hold this year, recognizing and rewarding organizations and individuals who have achieved measurable results through the effective management of leadership, good governance, internal controls, and risk management systems. Are you a risk manager, finance director, internal auditor, HR, compliance and HSE professional, or a professional responsible for managing risk in Nigeria? Have you developed creative and innovative solutions aimed at overcoming the challenges facing businesses and organizations in Nigeria? Enter now to win an all-expense-paid trip to the USA to attend an international annual risk management conference, amongst other benefits. Entry is now open. Visit www.nigeriariskawards.com. You also have a chance to vote in new categories of the awards. Safest and cleanest school, cleanest, safest and friendliest hotel, safest and cleanest hospital. Vote now. In partnership with
Welcome back. If you're joining the show, it's Market Review, and our conversation today is on risk management and financial market development in Nigeria. My guest is Mr. Joachim Adenusi, fondly known as Oga Risk, MD CEO, Conrad Clark. So let's begin with risk management.
Okay.
In 2008, there was a global financial crisis. It really affected the markets and economy, including Nigeria.
Yeah.
Take us down the lane now. How has risk management helped to stabilize the Nigerian financial market? Because it was further reinforced. Prior to now, we know risk management has been a very critical industry, but it was reinforced during that crisis period. And now every player from the financial market to other sectors are giving risk management that credit deserves.
No, thank you very much for that. First, let me say that the financial crisis was just a wake-up call for everybody. Before then, we've always done some form of risk. They call it some form of risk. And even after that, you find that some financial service organizations still went belly up.
Yeah.
And you wonder, have they learned their lesson? What could we have done better? And people are still asking till today, really, have we learned, really? And the first thing I want to say is that risk management is not just about control. Traditionally, people have seen risk as something bad, negative.
So you have to control and
to
break
control
this.
so that things don't get out of hand. I was talking to an exec just a few days ago, and she said to me, when we meet at the board, we talk a lot about asset recovery, loan recovery. So we focus a lot about losses, but also we fail to think about the flip side. The risk is just simply the effect of what is uncertain, the changes, the flexibility, the volatility on the strategic goals or vision of an entity, of a business. So for the Nigerian financial service market, I think kudos must go to the regulator first. The regulators are stronger, they're better, they're helping the market, and they're reinforcing the importance of why they must have first that skill set, and two, they've elevated the position of that skill set in most organizations. So with that, I'm saying we're making progress, definitely.
Yeah.
You know.
So that means regulators have played a very key role in reinforcing and strengthening risk management roles for the financial market and various other parts. Because even in the US, if you remember, during the era of President Obama, there were a lot of regulations or acts like the Dodd-Frank, all those issues, just strengthening the system.
Definitely. And I think what the regulator would do is just to help us to force our minds to that culture first. Now, does that mean that people will be doing it well? No.
Yeah.
But the fact that somebody is going to come and check is the beginning. But I think where we are now is I think a lot of financial service organizations are now moving away from we're doing it just for the regulator to be happy.
Yeah.
How can we now use this thing to drive profitability? How can we use it to look at our balance sheet? How can we use it to be more innovative? How can we use this skill set to make good decisions? How can we use it to be more creative? I think that's just what's beginning to happen. That's very exciting for us as we've been observing the changes in the market.
I like that perspective. Not just the issue of stability or controls, but now how can we be innovative and make it profitable?
That's it.
That's very important.
Yeah.
Now, when we look at money, of course, financial market, capital market, investment funds are very important. We've seen the advent of Ponzi schemes, billions of nairas, Nigerians' monies taken away and all that. Has risk management really looking at being more innovative to build confidence for investors in ensuring that funds are safe across the financial capital market?
I think it's very interesting when you look at a new product coming in. One of the things that usually we signal effective risk management is governance.
Yeah.
Now, what do we mean by governance? I think we all talk about that governance loosely. But what I'm referring to is that a system where you have clear accountability and somebody is responsible.
Okay. Creating
transparency. Those three things are critical. Because what risk management will do or should do is the fact that it enables, if you're coming with a product, first you're accountable to a regulator. So if there's a scheme you're investing in and there's no regulatory oversight, you need to ask a question first. Who's looking after this thing?
Yeah.
Who is conducting oversight? Who are they accountable to? And how responsible are they in terms of telling you as an investor what they're doing to protect your assets?
Yeah.
So I think risk management will begin to help not just only the financial, but also the investors. The investors are getting wiser. They're asking questions now.
Which is very important.
The investors need to be asking few questions. Tell me, how do you manage risk? As an investor, you should ask. So if something happens to my money, how do you do? What do you do? Where do I go to?
Yes.
So I think that's also helping the stability of reducing bad products or bad investment coming to the market. So the combination of all these things begin to help us. Definitely.
It's very important because when you look at the evolution in Nigeria, financial services, discount houses, various investment platforms that used to give promises, even till today, despite the awareness, like you've said, people still are vulnerable. Well, of course, the real ones take risk management effectively, and that is something that must continue to drive the advocacy. And this is nice to see what Conrad Clark and the industry is doing. And of course, from ProShares, and we continue to push that. You want to add something?
I was going to say something to that. In fact, I think from just serving the investors.
Yeah.
When you think risk, don't think about how can I protect. Think about I have a goal. I have this money. I want to invest, and I have a goal to achieve X. What could happen negative or positively that will either destroy the money or enhance it? And how can they tell me what they're doing to protect it? So I want to break that in a simple way so that people don't see this subject as something. It's something you
don't see that as very huge because, you know, ask somebody which department, risk management, people like,
and they think that job is for risk people.
Yeah.
No, everybody is a risk manager. Everyone.
Is a risk manager.
Yes. We all manage risk somehow.
Okay.
Even in you.
Yes, of course. Interesting perspective. That's a good take home. That's a good take home. But let's look at the outlook for this industry because, like you rightly said, it should not be just about controls and stability, innovation, creativity, profitability.
Yeah.
Are we seeing that trajectory now in the industry? Because when you look at financial services, capital market, we talk about confidence, we're talking about ensuring that investor funds are guaranteed.
Yeah.
Let's talk about strengthening the system and continue to be an attractive investment spot. Are those prospects there now?
I think you can see that there are lots of products out now. Let's look at even digital banking.
Yeah.
The growth of digital, that's an opportunity.
Mm.
So you find out that you don't have to wait for someone to come into the bank. They can download it on their phone and they can start transaction. I know a bank that I recently joined and all I did was online. So, but that's the act of taking opportunity, thinking, okay, we have unbanked people and everybody's using their mobile phone.
Yeah.
So if I can create a platform secure enough for them to come in and begin to do transaction, that will increase the number of customers.
Yeah.
And from there, I can see their behaviors. I can see the pattern of what they're spending money on. And I can be able to profile credit for them. So I think there's a huge future for the financial service industry. And you can begin to cross-sell. If you look at what's happening in financial service, you have bank assurance. So you can sell insurance, you can sell healthcare, you can sell pensions within the same platform. So, but because regulation and also the awareness of ensuring that those products and the people who own this organization, they are more accountable. They have a source of accountability and they are taking more responsibility that, okay, we want to make more money, but also we need to make sure that we're not taking advantage of the society, of the system. So,
and that leads me to something quickly. You talked about bank assurance and all those, the gamut of the whole core structure for financial services. It came on board when a risk management person was the central bank governor. All that. Would you say that that's been very effective? Because we've seen two now also join the initial one that became a holdco. Is that a very robust vehicle for ensuring risk management is strengthened in the financial services?
I think I see as an opportunity. You know, in your traditional strategy, you use your SWOT analysis.
Yeah.
So I'm assuming SWOT analysis is a risk identification tool, by the way.
Yeah.
So I'm assuming somebody will look at that as a potential opportunity and a strength to widen the market, to reach the next generation. So definitely that way you can profile every customer and you can cross-sell easily. And I hope to see more competition happening because I think a lot of financial services will start going to this ecosystem of cross-selling.
Cross-selling.
And it will be interesting to see how banking will affect insurance. Insurance will affect telco. Telco is coming. They're coming
there's this big conversation.
So they're coming in and they're already in.
Yeah.
So how would that impact the behavior of the traditional banks?
Yeah.
Now, if an insurance company is also partnering with the bank and the pension fund joining in and the HMO joining in, so you have the whole suite of total package for the human being. And from that angle, I think the future is bright. And I think that has to be the way. We just want to make sure that we have another emerging threat, which is the cyber risk.
That is the major one.
And so that's what we now have to focus to make sure that.
So improving risk management for the cyber, because if you saw what recently happened with money lenders, and the fact that the FCCPC, the Federal Consumer Competition Protection Council, had to come in, and even said today we have over 70 lenders who are not even registered. So that's a risk in terms of identity and access and all that.
It is. So data identity crisis, because it's happening too quickly and too fast.
Yeah.
So, and every new innovation will create something else. But I think the regulators are up to it. And I think they're going to catch up with everything. But I think Nigerian society is ready for this level of innovation. And people are more aware of there's a lot of awareness of fraud, and the banks also are doing, financials are doing a lot of awareness with their customer. Please don't do this, don't do that. So those are risk techniques to educate their customers to be careful, to be aware. And I hope I'll see more of that. because there's money to make.
Yeah.
But at the same time, I need to protect them.
Protect them, yeah. And then this year is the Nigeria Risk Awards. Of course, Conrad Clark plays a big role there, trying to bring the industry together to discuss what should we expect and in terms of these awards and how it continues to boost the industry in Nigeria.
I think one of the things I wanted to say first is that at Conrad Clark, we exist to make sure that people succeed by handling risk better, organizations, communities, and society. And over the years, we've seen the growth of different sectors growing in this subject. And so a few years ago, we launched this initiative with our partners, Business Day, a few other partners that can mention complementary. So, okay, how do we celebrate individuals, those who are helping their business organization to protect and to enhance opportunity? And so we're hunting for talents. But the interesting about this award is that it's not given. People have to apply. They submit evidences. It goes to judges, over 25 of them, sitting across different countries, and they will have to appraise individual application and score them, and they will aggregate the score. So organization will emerge in a sector, and one individual will be called the Risk Manager of the Year for Nigeria. Now, what do we expect this year? This year is called Tech in Risk, Governance, and Leadership.
I think that's apt.
So why are we saying tech in risk, governance, and leadership? Because now, when we look at technology is now leading. Technology is kind of beginning to stay.
Fintechs driving the whole process. Yes.
So how can we look at the way this concept of opportunities and threats, creativity, sustainability will help to see the infusion of technology in leading different organizations becoming leaders in their sector? And how will they become more, how will it strengthen our governance? What I mean is that how can tech help us to be more accountable? How can tech help us not to be more responsible? How can tech help us to be more transparent? And how can tech begin to validate the integrity of what we do? So that's going to be the conversation there. And we have amazing, it's a C-suite event, amazing speakers lineup. But also there we're going to be celebrating the winners of the Nigerian Risk Awards for the 2022.
That's something to look forward to later in the year. And I think it's very interesting that Conrad Clark and other industry stakeholders are driving this. But I think for me also very important that we improve the talent, the pipeline of talent in risk management is very important to really boost the industry.
And just to talk about talent, so we have a group, a particular category for the Young Risk Manager of the Year.
Oh, that's great.
So we're looking for people under 27 and you're working within risk function and you're doing something, you're contributing. Please, we want to celebrate that generation of young professionals. And we always want for one individual that will emerge as the Young Risk Manager of the Year in Nigeria, who's done something amazing, helping the organization, bringing ideas in and contributing to the success of the business. So definitely we are after young people as well, young talent as well.
I mean, very clear insights. And of course, it speaks to the fact that the future is great as we continue to strengthen systems and value risk management.
Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Mr. Joachim Adenusi Adenusi. Oga Risk. I now understand why you said you're Oga Risk. MDC of Conrad Clark. Very great insights around risk management and financial market development in Nigeria. Indeed, there's a lot to be done in terms of beyond stability and order, looking at innovative ways, creative ways of boosting the industry, but most importantly, investing in talents that can manage this across all board. Thank you once again for the time. I look forward to further conversations as we look at risk management evolution in Nigeria and development.
Thank you. Thank
Thank you once again.
You're welcome. Thank you for coming.
And that will be all for this edition of the Market Review. If you want to get further in terms of ask questions or suggestions, or want to know more about how risk management is shaping financial market development in Nigeria, you can send your views, comments, suggestions to Ottoabasi Abasiekong at proshenji.com. We'll be glad to respond to you based on what you send. Also follow our website, www.proshenji.com, to get latest reports and stories around risk management too, which we cover as it affects the financial market. We capture them on our website. And also you can follow our social media platforms displayed on the screen for you there. Thank you for being part of this show, and don't forget that you need to get the right investments information to make that very wise decision. Thank you for being part of this program, and have a lovely day.